What's up everyone, Parker Plays RB back with another video. Today we will be doing our car collection. It's a little bit of a different video than we've been doing lately, but we'll be doing our car collection in Greenville because some people have been asking for it, so here y'all go. So first we got the pumpkin car. I think y'all would know this from that event, a couple Halloween event. Yep. It has that goofy horn, so yeah, there's that. Next we got the sleigh, Santa sleigh. Oh, this thing. And fun fact, this engine actually jiggles. You see there? It's jiggling whenever you rev at high RPMs. So that's a fun fact, but it looks really cool, so. But next up we got our daily driver Camry, so I slammed it a little and it looks pretty good, yeah. Not the fastest, but still pretty good. But next up we got our, this is what I call the Mexico car. Like, I always imagine someone from Mexico is driving it. So you can see like the license plate. I know it's New Mexico, but like it's the closest to Mexico I can get because they don't have Mexico plates you can get. But hey, it looks pretty like a Mexico plate. But yeah, whenever I drive this car, I pretend like I'm from Mexico. So yeah. But next up we got our, what's it called, Pilot, Honda Pilot. This is a fictional version. But I lifted it and gave it off-road wheels, and it honestly looks pretty good. It can go over good terrain. See over that curb really easily. Oops. But it goes over curbs really easy, yeah. See, it just does that like a pro. But next car we got our Lexus, fictional Lexus. This thing sounds pretty good, and it's pretty good looking, honestly. I got one of the top tier trims. But yeah, this thing looks pretty good. But yeah. Next up we got our BMW. I think it's an X7 right here. This thing is really nice. Fun fact, you press G to switch the color of the lights on the top. See, it changes. You just press G to change colors. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And this grill grows up at night. It's pretty decently quick, alright. But next we got our other BMW. It's an X5 right here. But yeah, looks pretty nice. Got the cool headlights. This thing pretty quick right now. Pretty quick car. But yeah. But next, and that thing does the same thing. You just press G for the lights. Next up we got our, I don't know what car this is real life, but it's a Toyota. Oh, is it a Sequoia? I think it's a Sequoia. Toyota Sequoia. It's not really that fast at all, but it does have sequentials. Well, at least this trim, see, it has sequentials. But yeah. So our next car will be the Vision Dominator. I don't know what this car is in real life. I have no clue, but yeah, it sounds pretty good. Has pretty good sounds. It's not the quickest, so don't expect to be able to like pull, cut people off in this thing. But next up we got our what's this, Hyundai right here. This thing is really nice, and I made a really cool way of doing it where it like red and red, so it matches. It looks pretty dang good. The back looks good too, so yeah. But next up we got our, this is a Accord, the new Accord. And I got this trim with the bike and then the ski thingy on top, but yeah, it's pretty nice. And it's pretty loud when you're driving it. I think it's like a hybrid. It's not the quickest though, so. But next up we have the uh, right here we have the Renault 5. Yeah, this is my preference. I like the black and gold really good. But next we'll do this one. It's the Mustang GT, brand new. It won't let me hop in it, so let me spawn it again for y'all. But alright. Yeah, I slammed this thing, gave it some camber. You could do roof up and down, like it's pretty good. This is the GT Premium with beige interior, but sounds really good. Next up, I like this one, but I just don't drive it enough. But the V8 Tacoma. No, this thing sounds really good. But it sounds really good though. Ooh, this thing sounds good. Hear that? Lights and everything are really good. Really detailed car right there. And next up we got our Toyota Supra fictional. This thing, I've had this like for a while, but honestly it looks pretty good. Slammed with these rims that match it pretty good. Yeah, I didn't buy the one with the big wing. I like this one better, because this is like the real life one. This looks more like the real life one, but yeah. Next up we got this Volvo. We got this one, I recently bought it. I don't know which Volvo this is. I don't know, I'm not good, but it has that cool thing through the middle. And it has this thing on the top, yeah, it's pretty good. Decent speeds, as you can see, but next up we have the limited from the last recent event, the Chinese New Year car from the event. This thing's really nice. You see that? This thing's pretty quick too. But next up we have the normal version. I've kept this because I just love the spec I have on it, but yeah, this looks pretty good. The wheels match it good. Won't let me drive. I don't know why, but let me spawn it again. But this one doesn't spit the flames like the other one, but I think it's close to the same speed, but the other one might be a little quicker. But next up we got our electric Mustang. So as you can see, this thing's pretty good. It makes that cool noise whenever you accelerate. But lights are really detailed. It glows in the middle here. And yeah, really nice car. Underrated too. Next up we have my Corvette's C8. We have my Corvette here. For some reason it won't let me in, but there we go. Lights are really detailed, as you can see. But this thing sounds really good. Don't mind my license plate, guys, but I've been meaning to change this. But yeah, this thing's really quick. Sounds really good. Alright, but there we go, that. And next up we got our what's this? The Lexus. It's not an IS, it's the I forget what this is called, but RCF, yeah, the RCF. Fictionalized. This is like the track edition one in real life. But, next up we have the this is the IS Limited. But yeah, this thing's nice. Yeah, this thing's really nice, and it's pretty quick, but it does spin out a lot whenever you're driving. Then I got the normal trim, like not the non-limited. This car's really good for roleplay, and it sounds really good. This one is the 500 Premium Performance Ivy right here, but next up we got my staff car, you know, cause I don't know if I've told y'all, but I am a staff in this Discord RP server, but yeah, I use this whenever I'm on patrol. I could try to do what staff video in a couple days, but next up we have my my really nice charger. We got the Daytona. We got the Daytona charger. It won't let me in, so I gotta respawn it. I don't know what's up with that, but I don't know what's up with that. It doesn't let me in. And yeah, as you can see, it spits flames. But it's really nice because they had updated that a couple months back. But this is I like making my family members' cars in real life. And this car was my grandma's. This was my grandma's Rogue. She had just a few weeks ago, or a month ago. But this was her rental. And it's got Arizona plates, but yeah, it's pretty nice. Next up, we got the Maxima. We got our Maxima here. Yeah, it's really nice. Lights look really good on it, but it does have like that weird thing. It sounds weird, but like I've sold that car and rebought it a ton of times. But here we got my Audi RS7, I think. Yeah, I think this is on RS7. You hear that? That makes that sound a lot whenever you're driving. This sound? Yeah, that sounds a lot, but when you're driving. But next up, we have our Mercedes SUV here. But yeah, I haven't driven this a lot, but it sounds really good, and it's really quick. But next up, we have. This is my grandma's real life car, except she does have the 2023 model, actually. But, yeah. But it sounds just like that in real life, but yeah, really nice. Next up, we have our nice BMW. This thing is really quick from what I remember. And, yeah, and I got a really good spec on it. I like this dark red a lot. Look how quick this is. I mean, you can see already it's pretty quick. But I just died. But, next up we got our limited pre-runner. What's it called? Tundra. Yeah. Looks flames come out there. Flames. And then we got this thing's pretty quick. Yeah, it's a really quick car. The Bajas are always pretty quick. But we have our my series BMW. This thing's really good. I mean, it's a good daily driver, and like the spec I got is pretty good on it. And even that sounds pretty good, honestly. Yeah, it sounds really good. But next up we have our Teenage Dream BMW. This thing is really nice. A lot of people like it. But I got it in the gray because I got it in the gray because it matches with the tail lights, cause look, it matches with them, as you can see. Like, it makes them blend in, kinda. Yeah, I think it looks really good in that color. But next up we got our Celestia truck fictional. But yeah, things makes that same noise whenever you take off. But yeah, it's underrated limited. But next up we have my only real BMW, but it's the M4, 2018 M4, or yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, that thing's nice. Next up we have, this is a Skirtco. I've driven it in my videos, I know, before, but yeah, they updated the lights on this, and it's a pretty good car now. I used to not like it because the lights were like really outdated, but Greenville clutched up and updated them. This thing's pretty, I mean, it's quick, I'd say. It's quick for a car like that, but next up we have our fictional Camry. This is the older trim though, the 2016. So yeah, I mean, looks pretty good. Yeah, but yeah, that thing's nice. I'm going a little quicker because I do have like a ton of cars, so I'm trying to get through them. I mean, yeah, no, I'm only at 2015 or still, but yeah, this thing's really nice. Our BMW SUV. And this thing's only 41,000, but I think you do need a pass for it though. I think it's like 43,000. But they did update the lights on this, and it's really nice. Drove that in like yesterday's video, but next up we got the casual lawnmower. You know, I never drive this thing, but cause I never need it. You know, it's winter in Greenville still, but so I can't mow grass or anything. But next up we got my V8 Prius. Yeah, this thing's really nice. Look at that. Oh yeah. If only Priuses were actually V8s in real life. Next up we got our Ford Fusion. Honestly, this car reminds me of like a criminal car, I'm not gonna lie, but they updated all the lights on this, but it sounds pretty good. But yeah, it sounds pretty good. Next up we have our, this is a diesel, I know, but it's a diesel BMW I don't know which one this is. It's an M1 actually, 2012 M1. But this thing's it's a diesel if you didn't know, guys. But next up we have this thing. It's my Volvo. It's an underrated car for sure, but yeah. The lights are updated. If you want to buy this, I'd recommend it. It's not that expensive. Like, it sells for 18K. But it's the T5 R Design 2009 Viking Compact. But next up we have our Beetle. Honestly, this thing I never drive at all, but I don't know why I got it in this color, but I never drive this, so it's kinda, I never drive it. But my lights are pretty detailed. I think I got it in this color because like a lot of cool Beetle colors are like that. But next up we have our fictional 2008 Jetta. But I like this car because it has you know, it's lights there. But it's also a diesel. Listen again. See, that's a diesel engine this thing has. As you can see, this car is a diesel, so it's not the quickest, but yeah, it's pretty nice. But next up, we got this 350Z Nismo. This thing looks even better at night though, but yeah, it sounds pretty good. It's pretty quick too. Like, yeah, it's a pretty quick car right there. And next up we got my limited beater Ultima, so this thing is pretty nice. But yeah. This thing looks pretty good. But yeah. I'm sorry the game's nighttime. I'm in the process of getting my private server back, but should be able to do more vids, but soon in my actual private server. But next up we got this. It's a. What are these again? I think these are the. These are the. I don't know what they're called. Someone tell me in comments. I'll probably remember after I finish filming. But next up we got the limo, and if you've watched the movie, you know. But 2012 movie and license plate, and yeah, it's from a really cool movie I watched. But next up we got the Mustang. This thing, it sounds really good. I've driven it in the Highway RP vid, so y'all know how this drives. But yeah, it spits out flames. They also updated the lights and everything for this car. But yeah, pretty nice. Next up, we got my decom, Ford Crown Vic, my decom Crown Vic. But yeah, this thing's really nice. But yeah, it's just a decom police car. But I like saying I got this off an auction, you know, because the only time you see these cars these days, they usually just got them off an auction, because the police auction them if they don't need them anymore. But next up we have our Mini Cooper Fictional Rally Limited trim. So yeah, this thing's really quick. It's a pretty good car. I mean, it has pretty good sounds too. You hear that little noise? But next up we have our Christmas tree. This thing's a limited too, but yeah, it's a limited, and you press G to turn. You see, it turns the lights on for the Christmas tree. This car's actually good for showing at night, but yeah, I don't think a lot of people have this car, but yeah, it's a pretty cool car. Next up, we got my Fast and Furious car. I tried to make it the closest I can to the movie, but as y'all know, you can't put wraps in Greenville. But yeah. Alright, but yeah, guys, we got that. Then we got our what's it called? I think it's some sort of Cadillac. I don't know the older Cadillacs as much as the new ones, but yeah, it's a fictional Cadillac. But yeah, it's pretty nice, guys. But next up, we got our Falcon Forwarder. I forgot what this one's called, but I know the other one. Yeah, diesel engine, so it's pretty nice. It doesn't let me drive it on these settings, but here's the lights. But the startup is really all y'all need to hear to like it. But next up, we got our other Ford. This thing's the F-250, old school one. Yeah. I think that's the same startup as the Crown Vics in this game, but next up we got the T-Martn2. If you know that YouTuber, this is his IRL car, but yeah, pretty nice. But next up we have our, I think this, I don't know what model this is, but I know it's definitely a Ford, but they updated the lights for this, and that's the only reason I bought it, because like lights are pretty nice on it now. But yeah, lights are pretty good now. Before they weren't updated, but now they updated them. But next up we got my Roblox gang car. They're called the Grapies. But yeah, this thing's nice. Sounds really good. You hear that? Y'all hear the turbo? Yeah, that's the turbo, guys. But sounds really good, that turbo. This is the Western Wendigo. It's a pretty cool car. I mean, it has this cool back wheel cover, but yeah, it's just a good, I mean, it's decently quick for like daily driving. Yeah, this is a good daily driver though. But next up we got my Chevy. Get my Chevy Silverado. But yeah, this thing's really nice, and yeah, I think they updated the startup on this thing too. But yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, but that's pretty cool there. Next up we got my 2001 Tahoe. A lot of people want these cars, but yeah, this thing sounds pretty good. But it's pretty decently quick. But next up we have my, you know, not a lot of people bought this car in the update, but it's pretty good. It's the, if it lets me get in it, but like, alright, but this thing's the hatchback version of the Civic 2000 Civic. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, just same sounds and everything of this one right here, but just looks different. I do like this one better though, but yeah, but this thing's pretty nice. But yeah, it's a good daily driver right there too. Next up we got our Western Cervid. I just drive this car because it's a good casual car and it looks cool for off-roading, so that's why I've kept it. But and it has the pop-ups too, so that's pretty cool. But next up we got this one. This is an underrated car too, but it's the Viking Torslanda wagon. It's old school Volvo. But yeah, this thing's pretty nice. Has good lights. So yeah, overall pretty good car. It has that cool thing in the middle. Next up we got our beater. This is our beater. The beater. I don't know what this thing's in real life is, but it sure is a beater though. But yeah, here's the lights. And if you want to know, yeah, you could barely see the blinker for this thing, so yeah, this thing's really busted car, like that thing's messed up right here, this car. Next up we have the Aeropod. You know, honestly, I'd say you should use this if you have it for like just use it for grinding money on the road. And it's pretty good because, you know, it has good mileage. That's what they I'm pretty sure made that car for, but this is the normal Globe City beater. I never drive this, but if it lets me get in the car, please. Yeah, next up we have this thing. It's pretty broken up into pieces, but Yeah, it's a goofy car, but and I bought the normal one too, because honestly, it's not that bad. The normal one, I mean, yeah, it sounds really good. Like, you hear that? Yeah, this thing sounds pretty cool. Next up, we got our camper van. Yeah, we got our camper van here. Yeah, this thing's pretty good. That startup, that's a pretty good startup, if you ask me, but, this thing's, just a good van for camping with your friends, I'd say. Next up, how is that not an open spot? Next up, we got our, this is the limited event car, for the hunt last year. See, it makes that noise whenever you start it. I made this plate, I'm pretty sure, because I was trying to be a fake cop and troll people, like a long time ago. But yeah, this thing's really nice, and it's got lights and sirens too. But yeah, it's a pretty cool car right there. Next up, we have our Chevy. This is the Chevy C10. Yeah, this thing's pretty nice truck. I think I lifted it, I don't know, but yeah. Next up, we have the Barn Find, 1971. This thing is one of the slowest cars Greenville has in the game. Look how slow this is. It just now got to 20. Next up, we have our 1966. I don't know what this car is in real life, but it's the Auburn Greenwich, they call it in here. Yeah, lights are pretty cool too. Yeah, but yeah, this thing's really nice, and it has this cool detail in the middle. But next up, we have the Mr. Grain car. If it lets me spawn it. But yeah, this thing, I just have the Goofy license plate because, I mean, it is Goofy. I mean, yeah, it's from that show, I think, but next up we have our last car right here. I don't know what this car is. I think it's a Pontiac, isn't it? Or something like that. I'm pretty sure this is an old Pontiac. But, yeah, this thing's underrated, and you could, like, put the top down, so it's really nice. As you can see, this thing's not the quickest, but, I mean, it is a 1953, but, yeah, this thing's really underrated, and, yeah. But, if you enjoyed my, if you enjoyed the vid, like and subscribe, and yeah, but we, that'll be it for today's video, but, hope you have an awesome day, but, I'll see you all in the next one, and peace out.